Hello, mathematical fifth grade thinkers. Today, our learning goals, I will know how to determine if two polygons are similar, and I will know how to find the length of a side when given two similar polygons. So let's dive right in. Here's a little bit of an interactive vocab page. And first of all, for congruent figures, what exactly are congruent figures? They are figures or polygons that have the same shape and size. So at first glance, they might not look like they have the same shape and size, but we can flip or rotate or do whatever we need to get a better look. And here we can see, yes, they overlap, and I highlighted red and red because those are corresponding sides right there. Green and green are corresponding sides, purple and purple, and so on. So those are congruent figures. Similar figures or similar polygons, if we're talking about geometric shapes such as triangles, they have the same shape, but not necessarily the same size. So once again, I'm going to rotate this so that we can see. Okay, it looks like they have maybe the same shape, but clearly not the same size. So let's see if they are similar, and we can do that by testing to see if the ratio of the sides are the same. And what I mean by that is, so compare the corresponding size. So green to green. Well, 10 over 5, 10 divided by 5 is 2. And of course, 6 divided by 3 is 2. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So there's a scale factor of 2, and this common ratio here tells us that these are similar figures or similar polygons. And we can even, if I can move this here, with similar polygons, the angles are going to be congruent. They're going to be the same measure. So as you can see, each angle fits right into the larger one because they are similar polygons. Okay, so we can use ratios of the sides to test for similarity. So we want to see if these triangles are similar. So to do that, we could say, well, 9 divided by 6 is 3 over 2, or 1 and 1/2. 7.5 divided by 5 is 1.5. 13.5 divided by 9. Guess what? It's also 1.5. So because the ratio of corresponding sides is the same, then we know that these triangles are similar. And again, I'm going to show you how that means corresponding angles are congruent. They are the same. Okay. Now pause the video and see if these are similar polygons by checking the ratios of each pair of sides. And if they are similar, then what is the scale factor? So set up a ratio comparing the size of the larger one to the smaller one. And yes. And so if you did that, you found that 17.5 divided by 5 is 3.5. 14 divided by 4 is 3.5. And 24.5 divided by 7 is 3.5. 17.5 divided by 5 is also 3.5. So we have similar polygons because the ratio of corresponding sides is the same. And the scale factor then is 3.5, which means each side has been increased by a factor of 3.5 to get to this larger image. All right, we could also set up a proportion to find the value of a missing side, or the length of this missing side. If we're told, we can only do this if we're told or we know that these are similar triangles. So let's assume that these are similar triangles, and I could say that 6 divided by 9. I need a brighter color here. So 6 over 9, that ratio should be equal to the ratio of the shorter side here to the longer side here, but we don't know what that is yet, so let's use a variable. And now here you can cross multiply and solve for x, or you could just see here that 6 times 2 is 12, so 9 times 2 would be 18. So x equals 18. And that makes sense because 18 divided by 12 is 1.5, just like the ratio of these other pairs of sides. All right, so now pause the video and do the same thing here. If these are similar polygons, set up a proportion and find out what the length of this missing side is. All right, so maybe you did it differently or chose a different side, but I'll do 28 divided by 8. Or you could have it flipped around in 8 over 28. Or if you're doing a different pair of sides, 6 over 21, 21 over 6. But the important thing is that you have corresponding sides. And then here's 17.5 is the corresponding side. And we don't know what our value is here. And when you solve for x, whether you're cross multiplying, you should find that x is equal to 1.5. All right, so you can turn that in, and I'll check your work and just make sure that you're able to figure this out and that you're on the right track. So in conclusion, now you should know how to determine if two polygons are similar, and you should also be able to say that I know how to find the length of a side when given two similar polygons. Have a good day.